Fable 2. We're on the second part of the Collectibles. Silver Keys and Gargoyles. AA Gamer for life.
Tell me this, how does a rubbish shooter like you stay alive? You must be a right jammy bugger.
Okay, so we're working our way down Westcliff.
You weak-elbowed hope. Broken.
Okay, so here we're going to go off to the right and head up to that broken tower, whatever it is. Strange, it's like that Valverine was like totally dead or something, but kind of strange. Anyway, move on. love that legendary katana sword. It is nice.
Yeah! You on your way to work your corner?
Still playing with...
Ah!
There you are. Ready to start your glorious military career then? Did you convince your wife to wait for you? Well, here I am to say my goodbyes. You know the last thing I said to my father before I went to the ritual cave? I can't remember if I said goodbye that morning or not. That's the funny thing about good.
Okay, so this is right where we're supposed to go off and go to the spire, but I decided to run around and get as many collectibles done as I could before heading out to the spire.
Is this what I've been sitting here waiting for all these centuries? You! Puh!
Okay, so when you're heading out to Westcliff, this little cave is part of the path. You have to go through there, and as you're working your way through Westcliff, the lady lost her kid, and I don't know, at some point you lose her too, so nevertheless. There's a gargoyle in there, and on the exit out is another key.
Getting a bit long in the tooth, you call yourself.
Okay, so we're back at the market,
Show me this.
and this
How
is
does a
after the
rubbish
spire.
shooter like you stay alive? You must be a right
Just as
jammy
well I'm in
bugger.
a good mood.
Prior to that, there was like a carriage right in the way, so you couldn't get to this one. Alright, so we're out at the Gilly's farm. Okay, this is the way the place looks if you decide to help the farmer. Prior to going out to the spire, you'll get a couple quests. One to either kill Mr. Gilly or to help him. And this is what the place looks like if you help him. And the legendary weapon is down in his cellar. If you decide to kill him, the farmhouse looks the same, but you go out back, there's a bunch of hollow men out there, and then the key to the cellar is in the grave. But we helped them, and this is the way it looks. So you buy the farm from them, and then go down into the cellar, and there's a silver key in there. Alright, so we're out there at Brightwood Tower, and on the backside, gonna make our way down to the waterway. Okay, you're not seeing it, but this place is most likely filled up with spire guards, and it's always a good time when there's a bunch of them around. So make your way out to the little island here. Okay, so the tower has some other related collectibles, another gargoyle in there, but you have to wait a little bit later in the game, and you actually will purchase the tower and then head up into the upper bedroom when you can finally get to the
Spinner box, the thinking person.
gargoyle.
It's a privilege to protect folk like you from crime.
What are you gonna do, huh? Shoot me? Oh! Now there goes a waste of bones and blood if ever I saw
makes me...
Alright. Another, excuse me, another silver key. Alright, up here at the little bandit camp. Then off to the side. Okay, the eco mine. It's on the northern part of Oakfield. And this is also a quest related. Guy's gonna have you come up in here, and then eventually you gotta wind up taking him out. Okay, so we fast traveled to Brightwood Tower, and normally this is blocked, but I've been out to Wraith Marsh and worked over to Bloodstone. Those areas will be coming up in a little bit, but decided to backtrack. This is the home of the legendary katana sword, but there's also a couple of collectibles down here as well. Alright, so just continue on through this area, and the next key is right here on the corner. Then you continue on to get your weapon, but I believe that's it for the collectibles. Okay, so eventually it'll come up to come by the Brightwood Tower, and you do so, and then you can get up to the top bedroom. Prior to this, you just can't get up there.
Off away with you, you scavenging
Wonder who you're gonna call to come replace the window.
Tell me this, how does a rubbish shooter like you stay alive? You must be a right jammy bugger.
Okay, here's our next gargoyle. And make a call to get these windows repaired. To get a little chilly up here without them. Okay, so this is where you fast travel in the Wraith Marsh. Alright, so just continue down the path, and we'll have a house up here that'll be coming up. We'll have a couple or another gargoyle on the side of this place.
Tell me this, how does a rubbish shooter like you stay alive? You must be a right jammy bugger. I can tell by your glazed over eyes you can't shoot straight. You got any health or potions? You ain't... Hey, what are you gonna do, huh? Shoot me? Oh, I'm shivering. Mummy, help!
Okay, out the Bloodstone.
Heading towards the tailor's. See if I can sort out the rip in my trousers. Not what I was so angry about.
Okay, so we got a dive spot out here that also has a silver key.
Hey, you're that mighty adventurer, aren't you? I've got a quest for you. Kiss my stony ass!
I'm gonna kick your teeth out.
I've transformed your latest adventures into epic ballads that are sure
Yeah, you're famous.
enjoy
So
living
what?
on the street.
A lovely sight
fuming
on a
now.
lovely day.
Is that what you wanted?
What the hob? To think I liked you. Well, hey!
Wow. Lovely.
Shall we go somewhere? Let me take you to paradise.
Second stop now, well, my luck didn't half change.
It's closing time in the whole shop.
Okay, so out back at Bower Lake, after you return from the spire and all that. Later in the game, there's a path on the back side of the gypsy camp. You can get to the back area. I got the keys, might as well open it. Yeah, they kind of did away with those stones in Fable 3. They had other kind of requirements for upgrading your weapons in Fable 3. Okay, so we're back at the cemetery, and we're getting to the point in the game where we got to do some of these quests in order to get to some of these areas. So you go up to the mansion, and the dude's trying to put Lady Grey back together.
Come on in. The door's open.
So we went out and got some of the pieces, but there was no collectibles there. So we had to go out to Wraith Marsh and to get into this particular tomb. Okay, so when you when you exit, there's going to be another silver key, which is actually part of Wraith Marsh, but you can't get to it till you get to the outside of this tomb. So I'm going to go ahead and get that key as well. Okay, so we're still basically on that quest for the dude at the cemetery mansion. Lady Grey, I believe it was called. And it's going to take us out to Fairfax Garden to go up into this next area. And we'll have a couple collectibles down in here as well.
You got any health or potions? You ain't got no skills. That's as plain as day.
Okay, so after you deal with that quest, whether you decide to let that guy keep Lady Grey or you keep her for yourself, this place becomes available to purchase, and then you get the key, and then there's a gate that we couldn't previously get in, and now we can get in it. But before heading that way, since we're here at the mansion, I believe we got a key up in here.
Hey, what are you gonna do? Huh? Shoot me? Oh, I'm shivering. Mummy, help!
Okay, so now that we're in the got the key, we can get to this area of the cemetery we couldn't get to. And get that one gargoyle that we couldn't get prior to that. And then we can head down into the crypt. So just work your way through, break through this wall. Alright, so when you get to this area, you have to complete this invisible bridge. There's a flip switch that you have to keep shooting, or possibly hitting. Either way, you complete the bridge, and on the far end is your gargoyle, and then you move on.
Ellie, is that you? Oh, you're not my poor sweet
Okay, so this
darling.
quest for this lady
I brought my darling little boy to Bower
out in
Lake.
Bower Lake. Pretty straightforward cave, tomb, whatever, but this dude thought he'd go up in there treasure hunting, and it's not going to work out well for him. So previous through Fable 2, I was able to save this guy, but this time around I was not. And I was doing my very best too, but there's like always a lot of hollow men in here to be dealing with.
I
Okay,
saw
so over
him.
at Bloodstone in
me
the
own
tavern
toekeepers,
is this
I tell thee.
pirate. And he's going to tell you about the lost treasure or the Captain Dread. Anyway, we got to do this quest. And it's going to take us out to an island. And there's like 10 treasure pets that you got to get. But there's also the 2 collectibles. And there's also a collectible up in this cave, but we can't get to it till after we return. The sinkhole. So just go ahead and go in there and follow the quest. Get on the ship. Do what you gotta do and then get out to the island. Okay, so once you get out to the island, you drop down into this water area and then you work up the other way. And right there by the waterfall is the Gargoyle. And then right here, this little tunnel path, but you go off to the right side, and is our key. And that's going to take care of it as far as our collectibles out here. So go ahead and finish collecting your treasure chests and get back to the mainland. Okay, so when you get back, the pirate dude's there to greet you, and he's like, nobody believed me, and it was true, and blah, blah. So,
You found the old dead sea dog.
after you get done talking to
I
him,
knew you would, my lad.
go back into the
Finished him
sinkhole.
off.
Okay, that's going to take care of it for this area.
Hey, mate, you got business with Reaver?
A celebrity of your stature is bound to seek out fellow luminaries.
Okay, so the main quest line sends you off to go see Riva.
You didn't think anyone did.
And before he's going to agree to help, he's got a quest he needs you to do. So you go back out to Wraith Marsh, and we got to go to this area right here. And we'll have a couple collectibles in there as well. Alright, so we're in the Shadow Court. Alright, so you turn around. A little hallway of spikes. Alright, so when you get to this point in the game, you may be out at Brightwood or Bloodstone, whatever, bunch of ninja assassin dudes drop down, and after you kill them, you get a letter fragment, and it'll like first of the fragments, second of the fragment, third, and it'll say like it looks like a map. Well, that takes you out to like the assassin's area or something. Anyway, we'll see that at the end of the video. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, so we're at the castle. After you deal with Lucian and all that, you can buy the castle. And might as well. We're not king, but we're rich like a king, and might as well buy the castle. Alright, so outside the main entrance, right there in the center, okay, so right down here is going to be the key. And that's going to unlock our achievement. Okay, so that takes care of the keys. And we still got a gargoyle up in the library of this castle.
You want some shooting tips, do you? Try keeping your eyes open, you daft git.
Okay, so our very last gargoyle is going to be at this place called the Forest, and I don't know if it's like the headquarters for the assassins, but to be 100% honest with you, I don't remember how I previously found this place. I don't know, I just don't remember how I got there. So it took me a little bit to, I'm like, where was this place? So I actually reloaded some previous games to get there, and it's actually the entrance is in Brightwood. Alright, so you get 50 keys to open this up. There's a nice payday in there, but by this time you're probably pretty set on money. So out in Brightwood, the demon door's right there. That demon door was a sore subject to me. Now, in doing this on the Xbox One, years back when it came out on the 360, obviously I got that door open, but for some reason on the Xbox One, I could not get that door to open. But this is not about the demon door, this is about the collectibles. Okay, so this area is where we had one of the gargoyles, the broken wall with the arches in it. Okay, so you work right there off to the left is the entrance to this forest place. And previous times through the game, I don't know how I found this place. I don't know if I actually was able to put the whole map together for all the broken fragments of letters, but anyway, that's how you find this place. And the last gargoyle's up here. Then we'll go look at the payday for getting all 50 gargoyles. It's a pretty nice weapon. Unfortunately, being at the end of the game, there's really not a lot to do. So, after I get done looking around, the dog's like, alright, you're just going to stand there. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to take aim and get this last gargoyle.
I can smell your awful breath all the way from here.
And there he is. Alright, so you head down into the area here. In the first video when we were chasing collectibles in Bowerstone Market, I told you I went down here just so I could fast travel to this. So go ahead and run around to all the chests, and in the first video I also mentioned that every 10 gargoyles I can tell you to come here and collect one of these chests, but there's nothing really down here worth making a special trip. That's why I just waited to the all 50. Step on the plate, puts a section of the bridge up. Work our way over to the next chest. Some gold. Alright, so now we're going to head to the other side. Alright. That'll complete the bridge. Then you're like, my chest, give me my weapon. And then you're like, denied. Rotten apple.
Yeah, what you gonna do with all that treasure?
Anyway, just continue on, and the legendary crossbow is back here. Like, I didn't go through and collect 50 gargoyles to get a rotten apple, that's for sure. At all the legendary weapons, as far as the shooting ones, this would be the one I would carry compared to all the rifles. I'm actually carrying the Master Flintlock pistol with 2 stones, and I prefer to have that. But that's the weapon.